You're listening to Carolina Forest Panther Football on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network, and it starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Carolina Forest Panther Football here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network. My name is Brandon Biskobing, and I'll be bringing you all the action as the national anthem is just finishing up on the field. A little delayed on the pregame show due to some communication errors. Very small press box here at MH Rourke, so the Carolina Forest, our coaches needed the visitor side booth, so we are set up outside. This is actually a first for us, as I will bring in Preston Payne, my color guy. This is a first for us. This will be interesting.
Hey, honestly though, being out in the elements a little bit, it'll be good for us.
Yeah. At least it's a good day. At least
it's a nice sunny day.
It is a nice, clear, sunny day.
I don't think there's a cloud in the sky.
There is not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful, although the sun's right in our face.
Yeah.
But okay, let's get into this opening night of the 2023 Carolina Forest season. Once again, facing off against West Brunswick to start off the season. This year's schedule is actually the exact opposite of last year's schedule. Same opponents, same week, same everything, except the games that were played at home last year are played on the road, and the games that were played on the road will be at home this season. So, Panthers coming in, obviously a couple of big storylines this season, primarily on the offensive side. Obviously, you're losing your star quarterback in Scott Saylor. You're losing your star wide receiver in Nate Schuessler. You've lost basically the entirety of the offense from last season, with the exception of Khalil Johnson at running back and your your left tackle, in Philip McLean, who has gotten some offers, some Division I offers. So the offensive line, I think, is definitely going to be a strength of this team. Mm-hmm. And obviously the running game, especially with new quarterback Ethan Hamilton at the helm, he is more of a dual-threat quarterback, much less of a pocket passer than Scott Saylor was. So this is going to be much more of a dual-threat offense than it has been in years past.
Well, it's going to be a dual-threat offense, but I think, and we talked about this on the way up here, last year's offense was so boom or bust.
Yeah.
It was so either a 2-yard gain, a loss, or it was a 70-yard touchdown down the field for Scott Saylor and to Nate Schuessler or to Owen Hall or to Anthony Aponte. So when you have all of those pieces leaving, that leaves room for Ethan Hamilton to come step up and be almost that Kyle Watkins of the offense 3 years ago, where he can throw the ball. Don't get me wrong. You have to respect his passing ability, but also his rushing ability is unmatched at the quarterback level, at least in the area.
Well, I think this is going to be the most dual-threat style offense that the Panthers fans have seen since Mason Garcia.
Yeah.
And so, it's kind of, of course, Scott Saylor, who's now at Coastal, has been, obviously the walk-on. He's not going to play this year, of course. Mm-hmm. But he's been showing some stuff over at practice for Coastal. Him being there now, but, this team, it keeps on chugging forward. And, that's how high school and college football is. You just when a player leaves, you just next man up. Defensively, and it's kind of funny. We were talking about this earlier, and I just thought of this yesterday. For those of us, we thought it was him the entire game until we realized later on that it wasn't. But lo and behold, he's taking over that Manning hit role this season, and he showed some things at both the scrimmage and at the CMB Kickoff Classic. So it'll be interesting to see if we had a little bit of a premonition there related to him.
Right. So, but him and Jared Serrato, we both made mention of Jared Serrato at the CMB Kickoff Classic. And Braylon Fernandez actually had the strip sack of the Loras QB that led to that scoop and score. He had the scoop of the scoop and score for Carolina Forest against Loras. But what I'm excited to see on this defensive side is one thing we noticed during the CMB Kickoff Classic was the team tackling. Team tackling was able to wrap up and the bend but don't break type of defense that the Panthers had during the Kickoff Classic. There were 2 times where the Loras Lions looked like they were basically going to score touchdowns and bring this into a close game, and all of a sudden a pick 6 and a 4th down stop by the Carolina Forest Panthers defense turned those chances into 0 points given up, and that is what I'm looking for in this Carolina Forest Panthers defense. Is we realize that the Carolina Forest offense probably is not going to score 70 points, 63 points like they were last season, but if they still put up 42-35 and the defense holds their own, that could be a recipe for some big plays, as I think they're getting ready to set up for the kickoff.
Yeah, they are getting ready to set up for the kickoff. So we are just about set to get this 2023 season underway.
Will they let J.J. Chaddock kick a deep ball?
That's going to be interesting because last
year...
They're
set at the 40-yard line, though. I don't know. Is that...
Was there a pet? Well, no, the 40 is where they normally kick off in high school.
Right.
So, yeah, you're right.
Okay, so 40, but Carolina Forest kicking off, so we'll get this. What you like? We get the ball to start the second half.
Yes, I agree with. Assuming the Panthers won the coin toss, they made the right call.
But the wind is going from behind J.J. Chaddock's back towards the end zone, so I wonder if that will play a role. But I'm ready for some football.
Yeah, I'm ready for some football as well as the 2023 high school football season is on the way, as it is a short kick, well, fairly short, and they will call a touchback. Apparently,
so he caught it in the end zone.
Caught it in the end zone, and I guess decided to
take it from the 20.
He didn't take a knee. I guess he called for the fair catch.
Either way,
the Trojans will start with the ball at the 20-yard line, excuse me. Starting lineup for the Trojans on offense. Offensive line, LJ Bellamy, Brian Covington, Trey Stiegel, Nick Chirko, and Lyndon Clemens, who is a William & Mary commit. As the Trojans set up, they'll set up in the pistol. One wide on either side. Williams takes the snap, will hand it off to Davis, and he'll get stuffed right at the line.
And that was a great example of the Carolina Forest Panthers defense wrapping up. Number 3, Ronnie Walker on the tackle, and that was a one-on-one tackle where Ronnie Walker did not allow anything to get away from him.
That must have been a blitz because Ronnie Walker, from the strong safety position, coming all the way up to make that tackle. 2nd and 9. Takes the snap, one-step drop, throws it to the far side, and he gets absolutely waylaid by Jamori Davis right after making the catch. Trying to see who made that catch. I believe it was Joseph Hamrick. But he got absolutely walloped, and it was Joseph Hamrick. But Jamori Davis absolutely put the hit on him right after he caught the pass. And they'll call it a gain of 1. Or actually, they'll call it a gain of 3. So it'll be 3rd and 6. Actually, they'll call it 3rd and 5 from the 25-yard line. Shotgun set, one wide on either side. And a whistle's blown. Yeah, there's going to be a false start. Yes, it will. False start on West Brunswick. So that'll push them right back to the 20-yard line.
So that is going to be – so this is something that we had to talk about last year with the Carolina Forest Panthers defense is can they get off the field in 3rd and long, 3rd and medium situations And that's going to be the situation they're in right here on 3rd and 10. And can the Carolina Forest Panthers defense get off the field?
Yeah, this is gonna be a big test early on in the season for the Panthers. Shotgun set, one wide on either side, two-step drop, throwing it near side, and almost intercepted
by Ronnie Walker.
Yeah, or no, Xavion Wins almost made that interception.
It was three. It was Ronnie Walker.
Oh, I thought I saw 9. Okay.
It was 3 on the near side, playing up. He jumped up from that strong safety position and was able to kind of deflect the pass.
But a good 3 and out for the Panthers and West Brunswick.
And I'm noticing Ronnie's positioning on the field. I think he's playing more of that slot corner role instead of the strong safety that he's listed on the depth chart. I'm noticing that he's kind of sitting in the slot more on defense than even the strong safety.
Snap, punt is up. It's going to be a pretty long one, and the Panthers will just let it bounce. And they will take over at the 45-yard line. Actually, they'll mark it at the 40. Yep, it'll be 45. So that's where the Panthers will start on offense. And our first time in the season to see Ethan Hamilton at the helm of this Panthers offense.
And this is what we've been trying to see for this is what we've been waiting all summer for. This opening drive for the Panthers.
Hamilton getting the call from the sideline. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Hamilton takes the snap, hands it off to Khalil Johnson, and he'll get stuffed right at the line. No gain, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Something else since we didn't have a chance to during the pregame, one big thing with this running game for
Panthers
is that there is no
Zion Gilbert.
No Zion Gilbert anymore. He decided to transfer over to South Florence. 2nd and 10. Handoff. Khalil Johnson. He'll break a hole, and he's got one man to beat. He will get taken down at the 20-yard line. So a huge game for Khalil Johnson.
A 35-yard gain.
And that will be the first Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest Panther first down of the season.
Khalil Johnson a big 30. They're going to mark him down at the 21-yard line, so it'll be a 34-yard carry. But for Khalil Johnson, that's a big run right up the middle. And that was one of the weaknesses that we were pointing out coming into the last season was he couldn't run in between the tackles. This season, he's showing us that he can early.
They'll hand it off to Johnson again. He'll break it inside. He'll get past one man, another man, break a tackle, and gets taken down at the 7-yard line. Another big gain for the Panthers. There's a flag, though. It's a holding call on the Panthers. So that'll negate that big Khalil Johnson run. And that's one thing we talked about last season the Panthers have to avoid doing is giving up those penalties that negate big plays. But, yeah, I was seeing throughout the summer Khalil Johnson really working on his running game and making sure that he was ready for this season.
They haven't spot the ball yet. I don't know what they're – yeah, they're marching it back because they were having quite the chat that down on the field with the referees were. But yeah, that's the thing that we were commenting on for Khalil Johnson this past season was he can't run in between the tackles. That's his weakness, and clearly he's gotten better at it.
Yeah, clearly. And we'll talk about it more throughout the game and probably a little more at halftime since we didn't have a chance during the pregame. But how big of a factor, real quick, is losing Zion Gilbert this season?
Yeah, that's going to be one of those things where it's just a next man up mentality, but you also have to acknowledge that is a big loss.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Speed option, pitches it out to Johnson. Johnson gets the edge. He's got one man to beat. He's gone. Touchdown, Panthers.
Wow. What a run by Khalil Johnson. And that one wasn't in between the tackles. That one was right up the middle. Or that was on the outside.
On the edge, yeah.
On the speed option. And that's the speed kills of Khalil Johnson is just going to be you can't stop him in between the tackles. You can't stop him on the outside. What are you going to do? What are you even going to do?
Yeah, and that's what we talked about last season. If he could get that running game better with Khalil Johnson last season, if he can run both inside and outside effectively, who's going to stop him?
Right. Yeah. He has so much speed when he gets to the outside, and that's what happens when you get through that first level. Even when you run in between the tackles, if you can get to that second level,
you're gone.
You're gone.
Yeah.
Like, especially as Khalil Johnson, you're not going to stop Khalil Johnson in the open field. Like, he's just too elusive. He's too skinny. Like, he's going to get through that tackle.
And we talked about it during the pregame a little bit, but like we expected, this offense going back to that bread and butter Mark Morris offense of option play.
Right, and there, if you notice, there was not a single pass on
no
the drive by
yeah.
Ethan Hamilton.
It was all option, either a regular read option or for the touchdown, the speed option run. And as long as Khalil Johnson can do that, sky's the limit for the Panthers. As J.J. Chaddock gets ready to kick it off.
And he sends
another
it
long one all the way into the end zone.
And that was probably about a yard from being out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, and they did not – the Trojans didn't even bother to catch that one. They just let it bounce in the end zone and out for the touchback. And we talked about it last year about how we wanted to see more of that from J.J. Chaddock. Maybe Mark Morris is letting him go now it's his senior season.
Right.
He's just saying, if you want to boot it out of the end zone every single time, go for it.
And I don't get why he wouldn't let him do that in years prior, because if he can do it, that's a 15-yard field differential.
Pistol set. One wide on either side for the Trojans. They'll hand it off, breaking it out to the outside, but getting stuffed right behind the line is Jaquel Davis by a prowl of Panthers, and it will be a loss of 1. And as we said, Braylon Fernandez with his first tackle of the day, and he gets that tackle for a loss. Well, actually, they'll technically say he did get back to the line, so it'll be no gain for West Brunswick.
But the thing about that is they got such good push. Oh, they're going to go offsides on kickoff Forest.
You were saying?
Yeah, so that's the good thing about the defensive line. That's what I've seen in the couple games that I've watched for them in the scrimmages or whatnot.
Yeah.
Is the defensive line is getting really good push on passing and rushing opportunities, and it's creating a lot of chaos in the backfield.
And not only that, something I noticed during the scrimmages and during the CMB is that unlike in previous seasons that have been a big issue, pistol set, one wide on either side, they'll hand it off again, and this time able to get out. Oh, no, actually it was a pass, and it is caught by Aiden Brown. And that'll be enough for a first down. A great great play action pass right there, because I didn't even catch it. And it'll be a gain of 16. Ball is spied at the 36-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off, and this time getting through the line and getting a big gain up to near the first down marker and past it is Jaquel Davis, and he will finally get taken down at the 46-yard line, and that'll be enough for another Trojans first down. And, unfortunately, they weren't able to do it on those last couple of plays, but something I was seeing in the scrimmages is that the defense was doing a much better job of everyone going after the ball carrier and having those team tackles.
Right.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on the far side. Read option held on by Williams, and he'll go out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Jamari Davis with the force out.
So while it was a 5-yard gain, in years prior, that run probably goes for 10, 12 yards because you don't have a quarterback setting the edge to keep the quarterback from getting to the outside. Like Jamari Davis forced him out. It wasn't necessarily a tackle, but he also stopped a greater gain on that play and was able to set the edge to limit that gain to 5.
2nd and 6 from the 50. Shotgun set, 1 wide plus the H-back on the far side. 2-step drop by Davis. by Williams. He'll roll out and he'll hold on to it himself.
Nope.
Will go out of bounds.
Incomplete.
Oh, incomplete actually. He decided to throw it as he was scrambling, and it will be 3rd and 6.
And Jamari Davis on that pass deflection too. He got there just in time. That you see that a lot in the NFL where they get there just too soon.
Yeah.
It's a pass interference. Jamari Davis played that ball really well
Perfectly.
and was able to swat that ball away to hold it to an incomplete pass.
3rd and 6 from the 50, and this is a big play for the Panthers. They had an issue last season of giving up a lot of 3rd down conversions.
Right.
So this is going to be a big test for them. Shotgun set, one wide on either side, read option, and being held up after a gain of only 2 is Tristan Williams, and that'll set up 4th and 3. And Junior Zimenez gets the tackle. And they're actually only saying that Williams got a gain of 1. So it'll be 4th and 5. And the Trojans will punt it away. Whistles blown.
And
Timeout called by
Count
the
force.
Panthers. Kind of surprising that they would call a timeout right there. But we'll take a quick break and come right back. It'll be 4th and 6 from the 49-yard line with 6:45 left to go in the first quarter. Panthers up 7-0 here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back as we are getting set for a 4th and 5 for the Panthers.
And this is going to be, if the West Brunswick Trojans decide to go for this is going to be a huge 4th down play, because if they get a stop here, it's at the Panthers 49, and that would be great field position. But it looks like they're going to send out the punt team unit for West Brunswick, and they're going to punt this ball away.
Back to the punt is number 10, Hayden Souls. Excuse me, catching the punt, number 10, Hayden Souls. Punting for West Brunswick, number 10, Jacob.
Hayden Souls back for the Panthers. The punt is up. It's a high one. Souls will call for the fair catch and make the catch at the 15-yard line.
So last drive we saw Khalil Johnson have 2 rushes that counted, and they accounted for 64 yards total and a touchdown.
Still on his feet and getting finally taken down at the 41-yard line is Finian Mahood. Mark him down at the 40-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Hamilton takes a snap, and they're going to call a false start on the Panthers.
He had. But right there, Finney Mahood getting to the outside and able to get a 25-yard gain, even if it is called back by a false start on the next play.
Yeah. But it'll be 1st and 15 from the 35. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side, plus the H-back. And I'll move the H-back over to the near side.
And that was not what you want on offense right there.
That was Khalil Johnson from last year.
Right, that was Khalil Johnson from last year and 2 years ago, where he just didn't have enough blocking to get him.
I couldn't tell what number that was.
The green on black. The green on black is not the best number.
The West.
Combination.
I don't know. These aren't quite as bad as the Oceanside jerseys from last year, but
either way, Ethan Hamilton was just rolling to his left and was just not able to. That was a great play by the middle linebacker right there. But also, you can't force a ball down the field like that, and that is the difference. Scotty probably makes that throw, but. Again,
well, maybe not, because he did
have some bonehead throws last year.
But I agree with you that Ethan's strength is definitely more in the running game than
passing.
So,
but now this is the opportunity for the defense to prove the bend but don't break strategy of just not giving up points like they did in the CNB Classic on the 2 drives that Loris had within the 20.
Yeah. So the timeout is called by West Brunswick. Kind of surprising there with 5:06 left to go in the first quarter already. Both teams using one of their timeouts. So we'll take a quick break with them and come back. 7-0 Panthers in the lead, but West Brunswick in prime position to potentially score their first points of the 2023 season here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Comfort Dog Grooming Salon has been part of the Carolina Forest community pet grooming needs with quality and loving care for your pets for over 15 years. Large, medium, or small, they groom them all. They've always accepted new clients, and rebooking is easy. With 31 years experience with their staff, they're up to date on techniques and safety standards for all breeds, and the medical conditions are no problem. They're active in your community with youth sports and lending a helping hand. Call them to be a part of the family with your furry friend. 843-903-4554 or at ComfortDogSalon.com, or just stop by with your furry friend at 4006 Postal Way, Myrtle Beach.
Great opportunity for West Brunswick to score their first points of the season. Pistol set, 2 wide on the far side, takes the snap, hands it off, gets a pretty big hole, and Jaquel Davis will run it 2nd and 5 for West Brunswick. But like you mentioned before we went to break, this is a great opportunity for the Panthers to show how much that defense has improved and see if they can really exemplify that bend but don't break attitude that they had during CMB.
Right, and this is going to be one of those drives where you're going to look back on it, and if the Trojans score here, it's going to be one of those, like, that's the momentum shift that they needed, and if the Panthers stop them, they keep momentum and they hold it really well. And another flag.
I believe this is going to be a false start. Yep,
it is.
So that 5-yard gain gets negated, and it will be 2nd and 10 once more from the 20. Pistol set, 1 wide on either side, takes the snap, hands it off to Davis, and he'll get taken down. He basically got back to where he was, and they're going to mark him exactly at the 15. So he gets another 5-yard gain, which would have been a first down without the penalty, but now it's 3rd and 5 for West Brunswick.
And with the play calling that West Brunswick's been going through, so like in the first 2 drives that they had, I wouldn't be surprised if you see West Brunswick throw the ball here.
Yeah.
Only because on 2nd and 5 last drive they throw it, and then 3rd and 5 last drive they also threw it. So this is not just, they're going to run the ball because it's 3rd and medium. This is, you have to respect the passing game as well.
They'll go pistol set, 1 wide on either side. Snap, and they'll hand it off to, play action, and throwing it under pressure and just throwing it away towards the sideline. Not sure if that was supposed to be thrown away or if he was trying to get it out to Tim Collis-Miller. But either way, it is incomplete, and it's now 4th and 5. And especially in this field position and it's being high school football, you have to wonder what West Brunswick's going to do here.
It looks like they're setting up for a field
goal.
goal.
It looks like they're going to kick the field goal. So JoJo Hamrick will come on to attempt the
32-yarder?
Yes, 32-yarder. From the near hash, the kick is up, almost got blocked.
And it's no good.
And is no good.
So
just a little wide.
But that is huge. That the Panthers defense gets off the field without allowing any points, and they get the ball back for their offense, where Khalil Johnson touched the ball like once, and then the interception happened. So, but what I really want to see here is where is Ethan Hamilton's head at? Mm-hmm. Because after throwing a pick, you make a mistake. Now, maybe it helps him that no points got let up on the scoreboard, but also you're going to have to kind of build that confidence back up in Ethan Hamilton. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a screen pass maybe here.
Or just a lot of runs
on
this drive. So a great job by the Panthers defense holding the Trojans to no points. Shotgun set, one wide on either side. Hamilton takes the snap, hands it off to John. Oh, no, excuse me. He'll hand it off as they'll bounce outside, stays in bounds, and just finally steps out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That was Christopher Livingston with his first carry of the season, and he gets 25 yards, or excuse me, 20 yards on his first scamper of the year.
Going from the 20, and that's how you flip field position too.
Yeah.
Is going from the 20 to 40 on a 20-yard carry like that. And Christopher Livingston's also one of those names that you're gonna have to remember for this season. Is Christopher Livingston's that change of pace back, kind of like Zion Williamson or Zion
Gilbert
was. Jesus.
Yes. As there's Livingston again, and he goes out. He's still on his feet, going down the near side sideline. He's got one man to beat, and he'll get pushed out of bounds at the 5th. They'll mark him down at the 16-yard line. And that's another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. And the Panthers are already in the red zone.
And that was a heavy run, too. He trucked through one guy, got another stiff arm on another, and it looks like they're going to call this one back, however.
Oh, they're calling a penalty. It looks like it probably will be holding on the Panthers. So another holding call for the Panthers, which was a big issue last season.
I wonder how many times I said Zion Williamson last year.
You only said it like maybe once, I think.
Once or twice.
Yeah.
It was still a healthy amount for Zion Williamson being a professional basketball player.
I mean, it's not as bad as you saying it was Pat McAfee.
you know, something like that.
So the Panthers will have the ball at the 40-yard line. Oh no, they're actually gonna march it back even further.
Yeah.
It was it was a holding call on the Panthers. But the good thing, even though it got brought back, we talked about who was going to take over for Zion Gilbert. I think Chris Livingston is stepping up and saying, "That's my role this year. I am going to take that over and prove everyone that losing Zion Gilbert isn't that big of a deal."
Right.
Which that is definitely going to make the South Florence game this season a lot more interesting. Yes. So it'll be 1st and 20 from the 30-yard line. Shotgun set, one wide on either, or two wide on the far side, and a whistle is blown. Looks like it'll be a false start. Oh no, timeout is called by West Brunswick. That's their second timeout of the game already, of the half already, with 2:49 left to go in the first quarter. I know it's the first game of the season, but still, that's not a good sign to see 2 timeouts being called already in the first quarter.
Right, and you can say the same thing for Carolina Forest with their one timeout that they've used. And I think the offense is slightly struggling, but I think it's partly because this is the first time we've been spoiled the past 2 seasons, especially last season with the group that we had, and they had been playing together. They were all in the same age group, so they've been playing together for God knows how long.
Yeah.
And so when that happens, and then you go into a new offense completely, that's going to be a major difference. And it's going to take a minute, even if they play well in a scrimmage or whatever the case may be, during live action, during action that counts, it's going to take a minute for everyone to get settled and into the groove.
Yeah, this team is going to be much different than Panther fans have been used for almost half a decade. Really half a decade, because think about it. Last 2 years you had Scott Saylor and Nate Schuessler, who were those dynamic players. Prior to that, you had Luke Janak. Prior to that, you had Mason Garcia and all that he had surrounding him. So for 5 years now, the Panthers have had a very dynamic offense. And I think this team can do it as well, but
it's going to take some time.
I mean, you have to take into consideration as they are just about set to get underway once again. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Play action pass, throwing it deep and a little too far.
There's flags, though.
There are flags trying to target number 30,
Quavon
Ward, who was not originally on the depth chart.
Yeah.
Must have been a late addition.
But they haven't made the official call yet. It's going to be holding, I would assume, on the defense because of where the flag was thrown.
Going to be holding against the Trojans.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, we were talking about it before. You know, the last 5 years, how dynamic this team is offensively, with the exception of 2021, obviously. Highest scoring season of all time, 2019. Second highest last year. Third highest 2020. And then the fifth highest was 2018.
Yeah.
So that just shows what kind of offense the Panthers have had over the last 5 years. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. Hamilton takes a snap, screen pass over to Mahood. Mahood gets along the sideline, still on his feet. He'll step out of bounds. It looked like he had an open lane there.
He had an open lane, but I think he just kind of lost his bit. That last defender kind of pushed him a little bit.
Lost his balance a bit, and he just stepped out of bounds. But either way, that's another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So Panthers now in Trojan territory.
And so now Phineas has a 25-yard catch and a 21-yard catch. And I think
both off of screens.
And I think that, but what I said going into this drive, you're going to see you're going to see some screens and you're going to see a lot of running the ball. And through the first 3 plays of this game,
I think that's going to be how the offense is going to be just in general throughout this season. It's going to be a lot more running and screen passes.
And they're going to call a delay of game on the Panthers.
Penalty against the Panthers.
That was
really quick.
That was really quick.
I don't even see. Oh, I see the play clock over there.
Play clock over there, but that seemed pretty fast for 25 seconds.
Yeah. Well, it would be 40 seconds because he got pushed out of bounds.
Don't ask me. I think the Loris game we learned that referees do whatever they want.
Fair enough. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Snap, hands it off to Khalil Johnson, and he gets through the hole and gets taken down at the 14-yard line. That'll be another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line on the near side hash. And another big run for Khalil Johnson.
So if you take away Khalil Johnson's 2 runs where he got stuffed at the line of scrimmage, he doesn't have a single carry under 25 yards right now. All 3 of his carries that have gone for plus yardage have been 25, 30, and 34. And if that's what the offense looks like, I think we'll be quite all right.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side, and a whistle is blown. False start again for the
they're timeout. West Brunswick.
Wow.
Jesus.
And now they have used all 3 timeouts already with 2:05 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, that is really something because you got to think if they're in a 2-minute situation, they're done. It's not going to be. There's not going to be enough time for them to run enough plays to get to the end zone or into field goal range.
So that's a big impact for the Panthers going forward in this first half. But I mean, like we talked about, especially as compared to years past in this game against West Brunswick. You know, last season, Panthers won this game 56-27. And that was, as compared to the first season, that was docile for the Panthers.
Right.
On offense.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that in this game with 2:05 left to go in the first quarter, it's only 7-0, just shows that this offense is not going to be nearly as dynamic as it was. But on the flip side, I think the defense is going to be much better than it has been in years past. And who knows how that impacts how far this team is able to
left in the first quarter, and we're knocking on the door. So I would wait to save your averages for the rest of the game until after
I
the
agree
first
with that.
quarter.
Shotgun set, 2 running backs in there. They'll hand it off, and pushing the line and getting a gain of about 6 is Christopher Livingston. And that'll be a second and 4.
And that's what I mean by change of pace. Khalil Johnson's going to get to the outside and occasionally run in between the tackles, but he's going to be your big play threat on the outside. Chris Livingston is going to be the in between the tackles change of pace. Think Tony Pollard and Zeke in Dallas last year.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off to Khalil Johnson, and he will get to the end zone. Did they call it in?
Yep.
He will get in. It will be a touchdown. He got taken down right at the goal line, but he was able to cross the football over the plane of the goal line, and that is a Carolina Forest touchdown, and is now 13-0 with 1:21 left to go in the first quarter.
And Khalil Johnson is going to be the cog that keeps this wheel together on the offense. And the extra point is up and good, stretching the lead to 14-0.
So it's 14-0 with a minute 21 left to go in the first quarter. And, the key this season for the Panthers, I think, offensively, is going to be keeping Khalil Johnson healthy and keeping him running the way he has been thus far in this game.
And that is going to, the running game more so last year. We were talking about having a 40-60 split in terms of running and passing, or 40 passing, 60 running. This is going to be more of 70-30, but I think that plays to the strengths of the offense more than what we were seeing last year, where last year we were thinking more of a passing-heavy offense.
And we were talking about it last year, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out as we get further into the season. Obviously, this is only the first game. It's against a team that, isn't quite as good as some of the other competition that the Panthers are going to face in non-region play. But you have to wonder if this offense maybe not so much be better than the offense last season.
Maybe more consistent.
But more consistent and feel like it's better because they're not running against – Mark Morris isn't calling plays against the current.
Right.
Essentially.
Right.
As J.J. Chaddock gets ready to kick it away. And he will once again kick it deep, and once again West Brunswick will just let it fly out the end zone for the touchback.
I wonder if Mark Morris listened to the replays of our broadcast, because 3 kickoffs and three straight deep
touchbacks.
And again, the starting field position last year for the Carolina Forest opponents was somewhere around the 34, 35 yard line. It's the 20. Those 15 yards make a huge difference whenever you're on a micro drive-by drive.
And that's the other thing, too, is this isn't like it's the NFL or college where it's the 25. It's the 20 in high school.
Right.
So it's even more
beneficial
by booting it into the end zone. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Motion offense, fake jet sweep. Getting some pressure, throwing it deep, and it'll be intercepted. Going down the near side sideline, still on his feet, breaking through some tackles and getting taken down at the 8-yard line is number 9. That is Oscar Mendoza who makes the catch.
It should be Wins. You're on. Yep.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I was on the wrong side. Xavier Wins makes the catch.
The hero of the CMB Classic.
Yes.
Who gets the interception there.
He got the interception to start off the CMB Kickoff Classic and the pick 6. He almost made it a pick 6 there.
And all of a sudden, the Panthers' offense is right back where they were just a minute in game time ago, back at the 10-yard line.
Right.
The 9-yard line.
At the 9-yard line. First and goal already for the Panthers. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off, and getting through the line, getting taken down at the 4-yard line is number 6. Quavius drawn with the tackle, or with the gain. There is a penalty, though, another holding. That's the one thing I mean, the offense has been playing at least decently well in this game thus far, but that's the one thing that they need to kind of smooth over is the holding calls thus far.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll bring them back to the
19-yard line. 19-yard line.
Yeah.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we'll celebrate Friday Night Lights.
However, this is a drive where I think it ends in some type of points.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
you can't go too much farther back than this.
No.
Outside of penalties or whatever.
Yeah.
And you either score a touchdown or I think they trust JJ Chaddock to kick a field goal from this range. Now within a minute to go in the first quarter as Ethan Hamilton's going to set up in the shotgun.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Hamilton takes a snap, play action, rolling to his left, throws it over and caught by number 85, River Thane, and he'll get taken down at the 12-yard line. And that'll set up a 2nd and goal, and it'll actually mark him down at the 13. As we have the band right in front of us tonight.
That's not annoying at all.
No.
Hey, maybe it makes the experience more authentic.
Exactly. There you go. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off to Johnson. Johnson breaks through the line, and he'll get pulled down at the 5-yard line. And that'll set up 3rd and goal from the 5.
And that will end the
That'll
first quarter.
end the first quarter. So the score after 1, 14-0 Panthers. We'll take a quick break and come right back with the second quarter here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back as we are set to start the second quarter here in West Brunswick.
I know we commented it on earlier, but it is a beautiful night out here.
It is.
Sun setting,
It is.
And
Although the sun's right in my eyes when the Panthers are coming. Luckily, they're going over to the far side now that the sun is not on.
Yeah, the left side of the field. And I'll tell you what, West Brunswick's field, not bad.
No,
bad at all.
their stadium is pretty nice. And something else we forgot to mention is considering West Brunswick went 1-9 last season, they have a new head coach this year in Shane Handy. So they're also having some growing pains this season.
And I think that might have something to do with the timeouts that we've seen so far and him using all of his timeouts in the first quarter.
So Panthers have a 3rd and goal from the 5. And the Trojan fans trying to get loud here, trying to get a stop. Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side, H-back on the near side. They'll hand it off to, Khalil Johnson will get the handoff, and he'll get stuffed by a phalanx of Trojans.
How deep in the dictionary did you have to go for that one?
I had to remember. I had to remember what it was called. I knew what it was. I just needed a moment to remember what it was.
It reminds me of when we had the St. James. We didn't know what a group of sharks was called. They're gonna. I don't know what the stoppage is.
They're calling a penalty.
No, they're trying to get the game clock.
Oh, okay. And it was a loss of 1, and the Panthers are going to go for it on 4th and goal from the 6. And shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Hamilton will run the speed option. He'll keep it himself. He'll break it inside and get into the end zone for the touchdown.
And Ethan Hamilton's first run of the game, we said he had the touchdown or the big play upside from the running game as well, and that's the first rush of the game, and it's a 5-yard touchdown run from Ethan Hamilton. And what was that? 3 out of the first 4 drives were touchdowns. Even though that one interception, it didn't come back to bite us, and it's a good game.
And here's another thing that I think helped on that speed option. Already, the Trojans have seen the speed and skill of Khalil Johnson. They were respecting Khalil Johnson and were focused on him. And that just left a wide open hole for Ethan Hamilton to run through.
There was a flag on the PAT.
And a penalty, I think it's a false start on the Panthers. So that'll push the extra point back 5 yards. J.J. Chaddock gets to show off his leg a bit.
Yeah, 5 yards.
It'll be a 25-yard extra point now.
We're waiting. I don't
Still
know what's going on.
a discussion between the
West Brunswick coaching staff and the ref. Okay, I think.
and
Oh, they're just gonna.
or they're gonna put it on the kickoff.
Kickoff.
Maybe?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Either
that's
way.
what I'm thinking.
Either way,
Either way, it'll be the extra point for J.J. Chaddock.
normal distance.
Yes, normal distance. And he'll push it first half.
That's a great response.
Yeah.
So you get the interception, you have the penalty, but then you fight back for it, and you go from first and goal from the 19 to a touchdown on fourth down. That is a great response by the offense to have adversity, overcome it, and live to fight another day.
Yep. So, I mean, I guess you were right not to underestimate this offense, because they're now on pace to put up a pretty big number now.
Right.
If they keep this going.
It just so happened to, when you said it, they weren't on pace to put up a big number, but all of a sudden they've scored 2 touchdowns in like 2 minutes of game time.
It also helped that interception and the fourth down.
I didn't say anything about that. You take it at face value.
Fair
Brandon.
enough. But you gotta admit, without the defense. J.J. Chaddock getting ready to
he's going to squib it.
put it away. Wow, just surprising that they decided to squib it.
And I wonder if it's because now the wind is going.
Oh, you might be
Because
right.
I mentioned at the top it was going to his back. Now
And
it's going
also,
back
I
towards him.
didn't notice, where did they kick that from?
Maybe it was the 40. I don't know. It was probably. I think it was the 40. I think you're right. I think they put the penalty on the kickoff.
So that might have been the reason why. As well. So the offense for West Brunswick will start at the 39-yard line. Shotgun set, one wide on either side. They'll hand it off, trying to break inside, and a great job by the Panthers holding him up. Jaquel Davis trying to find a hole, but there was nothing there, as the prowl of Panthers were right there to hold him up for no gain.
And Jared Serrato and Tyreek Livingston were both on that tackle, and Jared Serrato is another one of those names. It's his first recorded tackle of the day, but you can expect him to fill that Manning hit role, flying around the ball, being that middle linebacker that CF was missing without Manning hit.
Hands it off again, and again the line closes up quickly, and again Jared Serrato was right there to make the tackle. And again, a no gain for Jaquel Davis.
Jared Serrato brings up a third down.
It'll be 3rd and 10 now for West Brunswick.
And again, that defensive line is getting really good push, and we mentioned that in the first quarter, but now they're not allowing any type of yardage, and that is good sign. That's a good sign for the future.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side, 3-step drop, rolling out and trying to find someone, nobody open, And bringing it down and running with it is Tristan Williams, but he'll get taken down
by number 20, Riker Roberts.
Riker Roberts after a gain of 4. So it'll be 4th and 6.
And it looks like they're going to set up for another punt. So we've had, 5 possessions from the West Brunswick offense, and no points have been allowed.
Yep. And not to mention they started one of those drives in the red zone.
At the 20-yard line. So this defense is showing that it has gotten better, I think. And because even last year, we were still giving up 28. We still gave up 28 points to West Brunswick. Right now, we're on pace to give up 0.
The Panthers averaged giving up 30.5 points per game last season.
Yeah. Oh, Hayden must have punted, but he's going to.
He will be able to.
I think West Brunswick has it.
Oh, wow.
The West Brunswick Trojans have the ball.
Now, this is going to be the big test for the Panthers, like during that like during the CNB against Loris, when they have the ball in the
goal to go situation.
Yeah, what some people like to call the green zone. In that goal to go situation, will the Panthers be able to keep the Trojans to at least a field goal?
Right.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the 9 for the Trojans. Pistol set. 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off. And being held. Oh, no. Breaking through the line and getting up to the 3-yard line is Jaquel Davis.
And while it's not looking like they're gonna bend but don't break here.
Yeah.
I don't know that I really blame the defense. It's hard to stop. It's hard to stop an offense when they're starting first and goal from the 10.
Yeah.
But this defense can really prove something to me if they do get a stop here.
2nd and goal from the 3. Shotgun set. 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off again to Davis. Davis. Oh no. Holding on to it is Tristan Williams, and he will get into the end zone for the touchdown. So with 8:02 left to go in the first half, the Trojans get their first points of the game, and it is now 21.
I think it is what it is. It's one mistake. Let's just move on and make sure Hayden Souls, like I said with Ethan Hamilton, make sure his mind is clear for the next time he gets the ball.
And the extra point is up and good. And maybe you'll be able to remember. Is the West Brunswick band playing the USC fight song?
I have no clue.
I think it is. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Be reminded, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, Friday Night Lights, right there between quarter 3 and quarter 4. Friday Night Lights, sponsored by Thomas Seashore Drugs.
So the Panthers will get back on offense with 8:02 left to go in the first half. 21-7. Panthers in the lead. And a discussion amongst the refs about something. Not sure what, but they've got squared away and ready to get things going once again.
And of course, Shoreline Flooring and Tile, 4,000 square foot show.
I don't know what's. Okay, they figured everything out.
Yep.
Not that the offense really did anything wrong.
Yeah, no.
But again, whenever Hayden Souls comes back on this field,
it off. And it'll be a high kick, and it will go out of bounds. And that is a flag in high school as well.
It is.
So the Panthers will start with the ball at the 35-yard line. So some decent field position for the Panthers to start off.
Mm-hmm. Pretty decent field position, but also one thing that I want to see here is how do they mix in? Do they continue to mix in Khalil Johnson? And we also saw Quavius draw on that last possession. He didn't really run, like his one run got called back. But I want to see how they use this committee in the backfield and how they use where they use them, what spots they use them.
Khalil Johnson out there right now, 2 wide on the near side. Snap, speed option. Hamilton pitches it out to Johnson. Johnson's got a bit of a hole, and he'll get tripped up at the 43-yard line, and it'll be an 8-yard gain for Khalil Johnson to set up a 2nd and 2 from the near side hash.
Number 2, Kenyon Montilla gets the ball carrier. Brings up a...
No, it was Khalil Johnson.
I know this. That's why I looked at you. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Johnson in the backfield once again. Hamilton takes a snap. He'll hand it off. Oh, no, keeps it himself. Hamilton gets through the hole and finally gets taken down by a phalanx of Trojans at the 45-yard line, but that'll be enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
And that is what I think Mark Morris was trying to do last year with
Yeah.
Scott Saylor. Is option game with Khalil Johnson and then come back inside with Scott Saylor. It's just I think Ethan Hamilton's a lot more of a mobile quarterback than Scott Saylor is.
And that's what I was saying earlier is that this may be a better opportunity for Mark Morris to run his style of offense. Shotgun set, 2 running backs back there. They'll run the triple option, but the Trojans are ready for it and take down Ethan Hamilton in the backfield for a loss of 1.
Brought down by a host of Trojans right there. Brings up a 2nd down.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 11. I mean, unfortunately, that's exactly how you defend against the triple option.
Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, we got the White Hill Wolfpack right down the road.
So they'll try to go for that same formation. Shotgun set, 2 running backs in the backfield, both Johnson and Livingston back there, 2 wide on the far side. Hamilton, again, he is just held up right at the line. He is able to get back to the 45-yard line for a gain of 1, but that'll set up 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 from the 45.
But this is where last year our offense thrived. 3rd and long is where they just picked them up like it was nobody's business.
But now with more of a running style offense, you have to wonder if these types of situations are going to be trickier.
Right.
As the crowd gets loud here, shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. Khalil Johnson in the backfield. Hamilton gets a snap. He loses the snap, but he's able to pick it up and throws it high over the head of number 23, Jamori Davis, trying to go to him. And that'll bring up 4th down, and I'm assuming this will be the first time we'll see a punt today, although Ethan Hamilton's staying on the field, but I don't know if he's also doing the punting duty this season like Scott Saylor was. Looks like they're going to go for it, though. Shotgun set, 2 wide on his end. Nope.
Ethan's going to go back into the punting formation. And
he's going to do that same thing as the punt
it's
is
sky-high punt.
a high punt. They'll
but it's
bounce.
gonna be a nice
A
roll.
great Carolina Forest.
He touched it,
and the Panthers come up.
Oh, do they have it? Who's at the bottom of the pile?
We'll see. And they're going to call it Panther ball. Panthers get the ball at the 10-yard line. What a fortuitous bounce for Carolina Forest. And just like that, after it looked like it was going to be a 3-and-out, the Panthers get the ball at the 10-yard line and are in prime position to score once more.
And it took a kind of a bounce. It kind of ate him up like a shortstop in baseball. It kind of like ate him up, and he touched it, and the Panthers were all around the ball already, and
walks his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And that's his 3rd.
And there may be a penalty. They're blowing whistles. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like this one may be coming back. We'll have to wait to see what the...
Ethan Hamilton's still on the field. Everyone's quiet. You could hear a pen drop here.
Everyone's just...
And that'll take away the touchdown.
That'll take away the Khalil Johnson touchdown.
I didn't quite see what happened. It was a personal
Neither did
foul,
I.
so It was something off the ball, but
Looks like a personal foul. Carolina Forest with the first down, however. First and goal for the Panthers.
first and goal from the 18.
So another long first and goal for the Panthers due to a penalty. Shotgun set. One wide on either side. And a whistle is blown. Timeout is called by Carolina Forest. And now they only have one left in the first half with just under 5 minutes left to go in the first half. 21-7, Panthers in the lead here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
4:58 left to go in the first half. Panthers with a 21 here on the opening night of the 2023 South Carolina high school football season.
You know what? You know what makes me happy though?
What?
The next 3 weeks, guess where we are?
Home?
In our home setup.
Yep.
In our home area, and that's what makes me happy.
And we only have one really long road trip this season going
Go
down to
Stratford.
Stratford. Everything else, all of the region games are, it's Conway and St. James, which aren't that far.
No.
This one's only 45 minutes away. And then all the other games are at home.
Yeah.
Well, and North Myrtle Beach,
North Myrtle
which,
Beach.
especially for me,
for you,
is
you're like
a lot
just a
closer.
hop, skip, and
yeah,
jump away.
exactly.
Saavedra, District Teacher of the Year.
Waiting on.
Yeah, their offense is getting back on the
Yeah,
field
there we go. A little bit of a longer timeout than
usual.
yes. Than probably should have been allowed, but the Panthers get away with it. Mark Morris can get away with those things when he's been coaching as long as he has.
Yeah. You must know some people.
Although I'm wondering what kind of is this a North Carolina or South Carolina crew?
North Carolina.
Yeah.
As Ethan Hamilton's going to keep the ball, he's got the read option.
Oh
He's gonna get to the
wow!
outside.
He gets the hole.
And will be taken down right at the 6-yard line, but there's a flag down. I'm assuming it's going to be holding, bringing this one back, but Ethan Hamilton on the read option, but there is a flag. That is one thing. The entire game has been really sloppy.
It has. I mean,
on both
to
sides
be
of the
fair,
ball,
it's
and
week
opening,
one.
It's opening night, week 0.
No. We don't use that terminology here.
But yeah, they're going to march them back another 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards, 16, 17 yards.
Well, it's probably 10 yards from
the
spot from where they started. So it'll be a first and goal from the 23.
Heard first and 23.
A first and very long.
First and here to CF.
Yes. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Snap, read it or play action. Hamilton throws it near side, and it is incomplete. Trying to get it to Finney Mahood.
And there's another flag on the field.
Oh, you were saying, very sloppy play, especially on this drive.
They're gonna say illegal man downfield.
Oh. How I wonder what, even in college and pros, I wonder what the longest first and goal has ever been.
We might break that record here tonight. I don't know what it is, but I think we might break the record.
Because now it's going to be first and goal. They haven't moved it quite yet.
Oh my God!
I think this is going to be from the 32. I want to say.
No, the
27.
God. First and goal from the 27-yard line. What play do you dial up here?
with Carolina Forest's offense, I would maybe go with like a screen pass.
Yeah.
Or a read option.
First and goal still for the Panthers.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Hamilton calling out a play. Takes a snap. 3-step drop. Looking down the field. Wide open. Man, it's caught. Touchdown Panthers. I was not expecting that. What number?
Number 80, I believe, but that was just a straight go route.
That was
number 10.
That's
number 10, Hayden Souls. Number 10, Hayden Souls on the catch, and that is right after I just said next time he touches the ball, you have to make sure that his head is in the right space.
Yeah.
And guess what? It is in the right space because he just made that touchdown.
That was a bomb. Souls was just going on a go route down the field, and he got past his defender and was wide open at the 2-yard line as J.J. Chaddock puts it up and in. And just like that, it is 28-7 with 4:18 left to go in the first half. And I don't think we were expecting that play call on first and goal from the 28.
But that's something that I would have seen from
last year.
We see Ethan Hamilton do the exact same thing. And it's almost like Hayden Souls just got kind of lost in the back. Like he just got lost on the backside of the defense, and it was just an easy pitch and catch for Ethan Hamilton.
Great play on that first and forever goal. And, I mean, we talked about it. Obviously this is the first game of the season. It's against West Brunswick, who the Panthers have dominated for the last 2 years. But the fact that obviously Ethan Hamilton, maybe not quite as good as Scott Saylor, but he can throw the ball, that's for sure. He can throw it deep. So the fact that he can throw it and run it, this might be the most dynamic offense we've seen in Carolina Forest history. As that is a high pooch kick and fielded at the 30-yard line, taken down at the 38. So that's where West Brunswick will start with the ball. And I wonder if what you said is true, because now that's 2 straight kickoffs that J.J. Chaddock has pooched it again instead of kicking it deep. So another opportunity for the Trojans to try to get something going offensively. The only thing they've been able to do offensively was as a result of that interception and the very short, or the muffed punt, rather, and the very short field position.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Trojans take over on offense. First down for the Trojans.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Little missing going throughout the scrimmages. So it'll be 2nd and 6, or second and 7 from the 42-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Motion offense looking again. Thought about looking for a screen pass. Now no one available and throws it short, and it will fall incomplete. Just a little short of a wide open Michael McLaren.
And there's a couple flags on the field again. And it'll be holding on West Brunswick.
Yeah, there was a reason why Tristan Williams had so much time. But that's something I've noticed with the Panthers. That secondary has been very good at, even if the offensive or the defensive front can't get to Williams, the secondary is holding their line and making sure that there is no one open.
Right.
Wouldn't be possible without you. Thank you.
West Brunswick looking to the sideline. Oh, there's a.
And they did.
The ref's motioning for a stoppage, and then he just kind of let it go.
So it'll be 2nd, and it's still the same spot as that ball is thrown on a slant route, and it will fall incomplete.
Jamari Davis again on that pass deflection, and it was kind of like his first one where he got to the ball as soon as on that slant route he played it well and was able to hit him as it was getting to the receiver's hands, and it was able to force the incompletion.
Trying to go to Tyreek, and that'll set up a 3rd and 6.
Third and
Oh,
16.
okay, yeah. Oh, they did push him back. You are correct.
3rd and 16 off the previous holding penalty.
Yeah. They'll take the snap, 5-step drop, getting pressure, and taking him down for the sack is number 27. That is Gary Tomlin who
comes
comes
from that
in.
outside line.
Okay.
And now those 2 timeouts that Carolina Force had to burn as the
And
punt.
that bounced, and he'll have to pick it up, and he'll go down the sideline, but gets wrapped up by a prowl of Panthers at the 20-yard line. And that's where the Panthers will start this drive with 2.5 left to go in the half.
Well, I was going to say that those 2 timeouts were going to matter for a 2-minute drive at the end of the half.
Not now.
But from the 20-yard line, it's not going to matter.
No.
You can easily get down in 2.5 minutes.
Now, on the flip side, assuming the Panthers maybe use, a minute to score again?
Mm-hmm.
Those 3
3 timeouts
timeouts
that
being
West
gone
Brunswick
for
used.
West Brunswick definitely play a factor.
Mm-hmm.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. And I heard a whistle, but I guess not. Hamilton, low snap, 2-step drop, gets some pressure, rolls out to his right, and throws it to Khalil Johnson. And he breaks 1 tackle and gets taken down at the 8-yard line for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest 1st down and another 1st and goal.
And that is a huge pitch and catch because it looked like Ethan was kind of under duress and was not able to, or he wasn't going to be able to find anybody. And then all of a sudden, Khalil Johnson's just going to get an easy dump for a 10-yard gain.
And that's the other thing that's why I say shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Hamilton takes the snap, hands it off to Khalil Johnson. Johnson bounces through the hole and walks into the end zone for the touchdown.
And this one's actually going to count because remember the last time he had a 10-yard touchdown run, it got called back.
Yeah.
But that was a quick drive. And even starting from the 20, that was a quick 2-play drive.
How much time was on the clock when they started?
2:33, so they used exactly 33 seconds.
half a minute. But what I was going to say is, like I mentioned, obviously first game of the season, weaker opponent, so you don't know exactly what you're seeing from this Carolina Forest offense. But as the extra point is up and good, but this may be the most dynamic offense we have seen at Carolina Forest because Ethan Hamilton can do things that Scott Saylor couldn't do. He can pull a Patrick Mahomes type play of scrambling out of the pocket and either, depending upon what the defense does, either pulling it down and running it himself and being able to gain those yards, or dumping it off if the defense decides to break on him like he did right there to Khalil Johnson.
You know, Brandon, that was probably really good insight, but I stopped listening after you compared Ethan Hamilton to Patrick Mahomes.
I wasn't comparing him directly. I was just saying he can do similar things.
Right, but to your credit, that was something that Scotty was not. He was a very good pocket passer, very good, on the design QB roles.
Yeah, exactly.
But Ethan Hamilton, I think, has that scrambling. To your credit, he has that scrambling ability to improvise kind of on the spot and just kind of flick it out to Khalil Johnson in the flat.
Patrick Mahomes is the best comparison you can make for a player like that.
For a play like that.
Yes.
Wind still sort of moving into J.J. Chaddock's face. I think they're going to do another squib, but we'll see. I know it's a deep one.
No, they're going to.
There's a whistle's blown. They're going to.
Some sort of penalty, I think.
Redo it. I don't see a flag.
We got a flag on the field. The kick was in the end zone.
They're going to move it back another 5 yards. Apparently a false start on Carolina Forest.
I guess someone on that kickoff squad went a little early.
Yeah.
So now you'd have to wonder. I'd say still let him boot it away and see that leg. Show off that leg of J.J. Chaddock. Because this is set up from where they kick in college and the pros now.
Mm-hmm.
They are tasty. Mike Lewis gave these donuts. They were nice.
So let's see if they decide to let him.
He's staying on the field.
Well, that's a good sign.
No, he's going down.
Nope.
Nope, he's done. He's down. He rolled it on the sideline. He was the one who made the play on the ball to tip it.
Looks like an injury for the Panthers.
Yeah, it's that right leg. He's not putting a whole lot of pressure on it. He's walking on his own power though, so that's a good sign.
So
that was I have been keeping track of stats, so we will have
yes.
those. I don't have them for West Brunswick.
Oh, you
I
haven't.
have all of
okay.
I have all of our own
Okay.
stuff, so we can run through those
Yes.
at the halftime break.
Something new that we're bringing into the season, trying to
Not
keep.
having to rely.
Well,
on
we're
Ian
not going to
Guerin.
have Ian Guerin this season since he's doing
Deep throw.
other things. As that ball is thrown down the middle, just a little bit too far, trying to go to Timothy Collis Miller. And that'll bring up 2nd and 20.
All right, second down.
34.1 seconds left to go in the first half. 35-7 Panthers in the lead. Pistol set. They'll hand it off, trying to break through the hole, but no hole there for Jaquel Davis. And he'll get taken down, and with 25 seconds left to go, you have to wonder if West Brunswick
will even
actually
run another play.
Yeah.
It does not look like they're in any hurry to do so.
For the Trojans.
Yeah, 9, 8, 7, 6. And, I don't think, they're not going to bother to run another play. And that will end the first half.
What? That's the ending sound effect. It sounds like a cop car.
So after the end of a half, it is 35-7 Panthers in the lead. We'll take a quick break and come back with some first half stats and analysis and get you ready for the second half here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are...
Salon has been part of the Carolina Forest community pet grooming needs with quality and loving care for your pets for over 15 years. Large, medium, or small, they groom them all. They've always accepted new clients, and rebooking is easy. With 31 years experience with their staff, they're up to date on techniques and safety standards for all breeds and the medical...
10 yards per.
They're all there.
So I know we talked about it a little bit before, and probably not because after a while, probably by the fourth quarter, the backups will come in for Carolina Forest. But could we see them inching towards that record tonight?
I mean, quite possibly, but also I would venture to guess that Mark Morris is very, seeing who we have the next 3 weeks, I would say he's very judicious with how he uses his starters this week. But that does not.
So JoJo Hamrick gets ready to kick it off. Khalil Johnson, and I can't tell who the other return man is, but either way, it will be the other return man taking it. He'll go far side and get taken down at the 18-yard line. That'll be Jerron Fox who carries it.
The Panthers take over on offense.
It's 35-7. This is going to be. Is it time for me to be calling some play-by-play?
Not quite.
Okay. All right.
Maybe fourth quarter.
Maybe fourth quarter.
Probably fourth quarter.
Heard. Either way.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Hamilton takes a snap. They'll run a jet sweep. Mahood gets the opening and finally gets pulled down at the 34-yard line.
But would you be surprised for me to tell you that there's a flag in the back of the field?
Not at all.
There's
Not at
a
all.
flag in the backfield.
Probably holding, I'm guessing. Yep. What is that now? 5 or 6?
It's been at least 6.
Yeah.
It's been at least 6 holding calls.
And that's something.
But here's the thing: you could also say the same thing about West Brunswick, which is probably why the score is still what it is. Against a Somerville team who's a little bit more experienced and a little bit more together, next week is going to be the real test.
But that's what I was gonna say was, it hasn't hurt them in this game, but you need to get that under control before you have to face off against Somerville and run that gauntlet that you have over the next 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Hands it off to Johnson. Actually it's Livingston. He'll break to the outside. He's got one man to beat, and he'll finally get pushed out of bounds. But that will be enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
Hey, but guess what? Colin.
I mean, it's the first game for the refs too, so because now this is another first.
So they
and
actually still gained yards because of the where that was. So they gained 6 yards for nothing.
So it'll be first and 10.
It'll be right back to where they started. First and 10 from the 20.
That's weird that even though the holding call on the Panthers, because of where the flat by Mahood, and he gets taken down at the 25-yard line.
It'd be a gain of about 10.
And actually,
is Hayden Souls.
Yeah.
Hayden Souls on the catch, and that makes it a 4th and manageable. I would assume still a punt here.
Yeah.
But I could also see Coach Mark Morris getting a little risky and going for it.
And
deeper just to protect from the Ethan Hamilton punt, and that's what
he's
going to go into.
That's what he's going to do. He's going to back up. Low snap, and Hamilton is able to get it off.
Good punt,
and a good punt. They'll take a bit of a Carolina Forest bounce, and Mahood will down it at the 40-yard line. And that's where West Brunswick will take over on offense with 9:05 left to go in the third quarter. 35-7, Panthers in the lead. And, I mean, not to, get ahead of ourselves, but at this point, you'd have to wonder how long is it before we see the backups come in for Carolina Forest.
I completely agree. And the big note on that offensive drive is the penalties, easily. The penalties just completely killed that drive because the offense was making good plays. It was just the offensive line, one guy holds here, and it's automatically bringing it back.
Pistol set, 2 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off, bouncing to the outside. Thought he had a lane, but a great job by the Panthers getting to him.
Charles McCray had basically a solo tackle right there. He wrapped him up and basically killed all momentum. And Charles McCray, that was a great play coming from that defensive backfield.
He was able to come up, and even though he missed the tackle, he was basically able to hold Davis up to allow a couple more Panthers to get there and hold McCray. They'll hand it off again to Davis. Davis is able to break through the first level, but not through the second as a pair of Panthers hold him up at the 43-yard line for a gain of 2, and it'll be 3rd and 7.
And Revis on the
Gary Tomlin.
Then who is – okay, so then Gary Tomlin sat on it. I don't know. Heard.
And it's 4th and forever. So the Trojans will punt it away. Almost gets it blocked. The Panthers will just let it bounce. And the Panthers will get it in Trojan territory to start this drive. So we'll take a quick break and come right back with the Panthers having the ball in Trojan territory here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back as we are.
Ethan,
The Panthers
Soldiers
get the ball.
broke
Oh.
a big catch on a slant, 45 yards. We were coming back from commercial break, and they
just
ran
went.
a hurry up, and Hayden Souls with a 45-yard slant pass
And
that is going to take it all the way to the house.
One play, 45 yards for the Panthers. And they get a touchdown. Now it's 41-0 with 7:14 left to go in the third quarter.
So Hayden Souls has three catches, and 2 of them have been touchdowns, and that's pretty good
Huge.
efficiency if I do say so myself. As J.J. Chaddock's extra point is up and through, bringing the lead to 42-7. Panthers over the West Brunswick Trojans. And, I mean, you can't get more efficient than that. One play, 45 yards, a quick and easy slant for Ethan Hamilton and Hayden Souls. And, yeah, you don't get much simpler than that.
No, you do not. Great job by the Panthers. And that's how you produce offensively.
Uh-huh.
And like I said before, and you talked about it last year. You know, we talked about it before the season, but Ethan Hamilton is really proving that he is capable of playing both passing and running. He is the most dual threat quarterback we have seen for the Panthers since I've been calling games.
Right.
I mean, Mason Garcia was definitely at that level as well, but, you know, since Mason Garcia, he is the most dual threat quarterback the Panthers have seen. As the kickoff is up, and he will boot it to the goal line, taking it out, and not even getting to the 20-yard line.
To go. He decided, I'd rather take the hit.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for West Brunswick. 7:09 left to go in the third quarter. 42-7. Panthers in the lead. Pistol set. One wide on either side. Snap, hands it off, trying to break through the line and gets a gain of 5. Jaquel Davis.
I mean, just a nice, simple, just a 5-yard pickup for the West Brunswick Trojans. And, I mean, the defense has shown enough to me today that there's an injured Trojan on the field. But the defense has shown enough for me today that I'm just like, okay, I can feel good about what I saw today from our front seven, especially like the linebacking core, Jonathan Rivas and Braylon Fernandez.
I mean, you mentioned that front seven is going to be the key. And something else that we haven't seen in the last couple of years. Last year it was Manning Hitt. Prior to that was Luke Janak. You had that one guy that you felt like you needed to have on the field at all times.
Right.
In order to be successful. This year, it seems like they're using basically a 4 or 5 man squad. It's only a 5-yard loss.
Yeah,
so
back to the
21-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 9.
We're so used to holding penalties.
Yeah.
We're saying everything's a holding penalty now. But like I said,
I mean, not that it really matters, but the game clock is still running.
I mean, it's running clock now. We're over 35, right? Or we're over 30.
I thought it was a little higher than that, but you may be right.
I believe it's 30.
30, yeah, you may be right. Pistol set, they'll hand it off. Davis gets taken down after a gain of 2.
And Jared Serrato again in the vicinity, and again that linebacking core is just flying.
Yeah. Which is a good sign for the next couple of weeks.
Right.
If the defense can play, because especially in the Oceanside game, that was the issue.
Right.
The offense had to keep up with the fact that the defense was just laying score after score after score.
Right.
Whereas if the defense can be productive, shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side, they'll throw a screen pass low. They will say it was incomplete. Trying to go to number 7, Tim Collis-Miller.
And what did we say we gave up to West Brunswick last year? 24?
Yeah.
We gave it 24 to West Brunswick last year. We've only given up 7 to this team. And so that's the difference is West Brunswick. We're gauging our entire season off of West Brunswick right now, and that's
I understand that. I mean, this is like how we were talking about how the team was going to be completely dominant. Panthers will take over on offense. But, yeah, I mean, this is kind of the reverse. And apparently offense was going to be completely dominant in 2021 after the 70-point shellacking here that year.
That year, yeah.
So, I get what you're saying,
but also I think this might be.
And this is kind of crazy considering it was one of the most productive offenses in program history. The Panthers last season only averaged 33.2 points per game.
Yeah, that's.
But that's because for every
offensive game, Somerville game, there was a Saugusty game, and for every St. James game, there was a South Florence game.
Yeah,
exactly. It was just not. It wasn't consistent throughout the year. As the backups are now in because the backup Cameron Long is now
Cameron Long is out there at quarterback. So we'll get to see the second string guys. Long takes a snap, play action, throws it up, and that was short.
It was deflected.
Oh, well, okay.
Deflected at the line. Cameron Long just couldn't get it over the defensive lineman.
Yeah, Long for a quarterback is, he's
standing at 5'10". He's the same height as Ethan Hamilton.
Really?
Is. Yeah.
Huh. Looks a little smaller.
I think Ethan Hamilton's a little bit more built.
That's
but,
probably
I mean, sitting at 5'10", it's just I think Cameron Long is going to be really, really good in a couple years for this Panthers team.
Yeah.
And he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, so he'll be another 2-year starter like Scott Saylor starting next year. As he'll hand it off. Going for the touchdown. And now it's 48-7.
4-4 to start talking about biggest blowouts of all time in Carolina Force history.
Yes, we are. We are within the top 5 or the top 10 because the 10th highest blowout was 40. So
right now,
this would land tied for 8th highest with a bunch of different games.
Got you.
There's 5 games that have been plus 42 in program history.
And I mean, what else is there really to say? We're still sitting in the third quarter, and we are sitting here at a 49-7 football game. Like, and if the offense,
even with the second string guys coming in, they were still productive.
Honestly, because again, we saw our 4th string running back coming in, and I still thought it was our starting guys. Like that's where we're at right now in this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna have on my spotting board. You're not expecting to go five deep in a game.
In a game, right? J.J. Chaddock's kick is up and long, and it will be let go into the end zone for a touchback, starting West Brunswick at their own 20-yard line.
And, yeah, you must be right because now the clock is running as soon as –
I don't know.
Unless the score or unless the timekeeper is just saying, you know what, let's just try again.
Unless North Carolina High School is 40, unless it's 30. Yeah. I don't know. I don't make the rules here.
Because I know it changed last year. They made it more streamlined.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was like 30. I think it is 35 in South Carolina.
Either way.
Either way, we have a running clock right now. Pistol set, 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off, bouncing it to the outside, and taking it down the near side sideline. That is Jason Fuller who makes the carry. Another guy that is not on my depth chart that I have.
First down, however, for the Trojans.
So both teams going deep into their roster. Pistol set, 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off to Fuller again, and he'll get brought down at the 49-yard line. He's actually moving pretty good. An 8-yard gain for Fuller, but how much of that is also because the backup for the Panthers are in on defense as well?
Correct. I would venture to guess that has something to do with it. As long as we stay in a running clock, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we're talking about a running clock in the third quarter.
As that, they'll hand it off to Fuller again. He'll get the first down. Gets taken down at the 42-yard line. The only game that I remember that was like this, and it's ironic that 2 years later it was the other way around, was the South Florence game back in 2020 when that team was very young and the Panthers utterly dominated them in the first week of the 2020 season. As they'll hand it off to Fuller once again.
There's a flag in the backfield. Again. Another flag.
Can I show you what I'm expecting it to be? Holding.
Offense. Number 1 of the offensive linemen.
Yes.
5 or 10-yard penalty. Please replay. First down.
Although one of the officials is pointing towards the Carolina Forest side.
Unless that's just where they're trying to talk about where the spot of the foul was.
You may be right.
Well, they're not marching them backwards yet. I don't know.
Let's see. I don't know what that
I don't know what that signal is. Face mask. Well, the penalty they're going to accept is face mask.
Okay. The other one was him putting his hand over his heart. I don't remember. They'll go pistol. 1 wide on either side.
Oh, it's going to be offsides.
And
it's going to be offsides on this one.
Yep.
Offsides on the
So, yeah, a lot of this is just second-string defense.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Still first down.
A little over a minute left to go in the third quarter. 49-7 Panthers in the lead. Pistol set, 1 wide on either side. They'll hand it off once again and trying to get through the hole and being held up by a prowl of Panthers is Deshaun Fuller, and he'll get taken down at the 4-yard line. And that'll give the Trojans thought it was first and goal already.
No, it was first and 5 from like the 10.
Oh,
and
okay.
They just got a first down, so it's first and goal from the 4 now.
So it'll be first and goal from the 4. They'll go pistol again. 2 wide on the near side. High snap. Oh, he gets slipped up, but it's a read option anyway. And getting into the end zone is Josiah Borton. And I don't know if Fuller meant to slip or not, but either way, it kind of worked out for the Trojans.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just get a lucky break like that. Sometimes you just, you slip and fall, but sometimes it just magically helps you.
Yep. So that's the second touchdown for West Brunswick. They'll kick the extra point. So that pushes this game out of the top 10 highest blowouts.
And
the extra point is good.
Is good.
So 49-14, it's now a 35-point lead.
But West Brunswick, I mean, they've scored 14 points, and that honestly, comparatively to what we saw last season, is a
much
thousand times better because knowing they went 1-9 last season.
Yeah.
We gave up 24 points to a 1-9 team.
Yeah.
That is slightly ridiculous.
Yes.
So that score right there, the 49-14 score, is a lot better than what we saw last year from this Carolina Force defense. And that was the biggest question that I had in terms of if the offense isn't going to be as potent as they were last year, which I think some of those questions have been kind of put to rest.
Yeah.
Can the defense keep us in
games? The defense
needs
to pick up the slack. And it looks like even though the offense has been much better than we anticipated, the fact that the defense is still playing as well as they are, like I said, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but this is a very
third quarter.
That'll end the third quarter. So we head to the final quarter. Panthers with a commanding lead, 49-14. This game's all but done. The second strings are in, and we'll take a quick break here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Comfort Dog Grooming Salon has been part of the Carolina Forest community pet grooming needs with quality and loving care for your pets for over 15 years. Large, medium, or small, they groom them all. They've always accepted new clients, and rebooking is easy. With 31 years experience with their staff, they're up to date on techniques and safety standards for all breeds, and the medical distance are no problem. They're active in your community with youth sports and lending a helping hand. Call them to be a part of the family with your furry friend. 843-903-4554 or at ComfortDogSalon.com. Or just stop by with your furry friend at 4006 Postal 8, Myrtle Beach.
Welcome back.
Yeah, it's garbage time. It's not as exciting. I still hope I get to call a big run by one of our many running backs.
The problem is that spotting board may be useless.
It might be a little useless.
Hold on, let me get the main roster up.
So
I should have printed this out knowing how this game was going to go.
It was a handoff up the middle to, I assume, Jaron Fox, but I wasn't able to see the number for
Yep.
Oh, no,
it was 25.
Play. So Livingston on the carry for a gain of about 2, and that will...
Well, unless he just came into the game, that was Jaron Fox because number 28 is out there.
Shotgun set, 2 on the far side, 1 on the near side. Cameron Long in the shotgun. Takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking, throws deep to number 14 and just out of his reach. Number 14.
Joe Ritchie.
Joe Ritchie on the he's on the spotting board. So maybe some of this is still accurate. But just slightly overthrown, but that's more of a Scotty Saylor-esque type of play.
Yeah.
Where I think we saw that with Nate Schuster. I think had 1,000 yards on that play alone.
Well, I think you kind of told me a little bit, but isn't Cameron Long a little more of it? They're both dual threat guys, though, correct?
Yeah, they're a little. Cameron Long's a little bit more dual threat than Scotty was, but he's still definitely more of a pure passer
than
as. Karen Fox is going to get through the hole and will get held up at the 40-yard line. But again, I feel like I'm on repeat. There's a flag in the backfield, so I wonder what that'll be.
I'm pretty sure holding.
Yeah, it is holding on the Panthers. It was Jaron Fox, not Karen. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing. Jaron Fox on the carry, but it will be called back because of a holding on the Panthers, and that will set them up with 3rd and long. Depending on where they'll spot the ball at the 20-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 15, for the Carolina Forest Panthers with 9:45 left to go in the 4th quarter. Looking to the sideline.
For the Panthers, Trojan fans, let's make some noise. We need to stop right here.
Cameron Long in the shotgun with 2 on the far side and 1 on the near side with Jaron Fox in the backfield. Play action, looking deep, finds Hayden Souls on the near side sideline. He's going to be fighting for that first down, and he will have the first down and a little bit of more. He will have a 17-yard pickup for the Panthers, and that'll be enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
Good pass there by Cameron Long, and
he was under good pressure there too. He was pressured, and he was able to fling it out to Hayden Souls on the break.
I mean, I know we're just starting this season, but a little glimpse to the future for the Panther fans as well in this game.
Same set as last time, Cameron Long in the shotgun. Takes a snap, play action. He's going to have Jal Ritchie in the flat, and Jal will catch it and will fall at it after a 10-yard gain from Cameron Long.
He was left wide open.
He was wide open in the flat, and that's kind of what we've seen on the far side. If they're working against on the far side of their offense where they're set up, the people in the flat just get kind of lost, and they just leave them open, and it's easy pitch and catch for Cameron Long there.
Carolina Forest looking for a play.
Now they have 2 on the near side, 1 on the far side. Cameron Long is still in the shotgun.
The H-back is very indecisive.
Jaron Fox going from side to side. Jaron Fox going to take the handoff, and he will get hit at the line of scrimmage, and he will get plowed backwards. They're going to give him forward progress still at the 48-yard line, and that will stay Panthers at a 2nd and 10. Is going to come up and blow him up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2, setting up a 3rd and long.
Just another instance of the offensive line just got blown up, and no matter how elusive Cameron Long could be, he just was not going to be able to get through that pressure.
Right. When you have to make 2 guys miss behind the line of scrimmage, that's never a good recipe for a quarterback running.
No.
3rd and 12. Carolina Forest setting up with a shotgun set, 2 on the near side, 1 on the far side. Cameron Long bobbles the snap, and he's just going to have to make a play out of nothing. He's going to run and just get back down to the –
I don't think
he did not. He lost a yard there, and Cameron Long will set up a 4th down, and he's going to stay out there. I would assume a punt is coming.
So is that – I mean, I know – I know the first year it was Luke Janak who did the punting in spite of the fact that he was not the quarterback. But is that now the new Mark Morris trend of the quarterback is always the punter?
I would assume so.
Oh, look like they're going to go for it.
Cameron Long's going to throw deep. He's got 31, but it's going to be just short, incomplete.
He was wide open. That was number 31, Brody Schuper
in the slot, and he was wide open. There was pressure immediately in Cameron Long's face, and there was nothing to be had there.
But Schuper was wide open. It was just thrown a little too short to where he couldn't make a play.
Right. So West Brunswick is going to start on their own 40, or on the Panthers 45, and the refs are signaling for a referee timeout to stop the clock at 5:25 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if there are any more scores from around. I'm gonna try to find some while we're sitting here waiting.
I'll look as well.
Rocco Wojcik with a 44-yard touchdown pass to Josh Brown to make the score 6-0 in the after 3 quarters in the Sagastee North Myrtle Beach game.
Wow.
I'm trying to find some more scores as the West Brunswick Panthers are
now
coming back on the field, or the West Brunswick Trojans are coming back on the field.
In terms of score differential, this is bigger, but not so much higher scoring for the winning team. But Camden and Myrtle Beach, any guesses?
42. No, they had 30, so it probably is 40-7.
You were close. It's 43-0.
Jeez. As West Brunswick is going to get set up, and Josiah Borton is going to be in at QB, the backup QB for West Brunswick. And the handoff is going to be given to a Trojan who is going to get a gain of about 3. Jaqual Davis on the carry.
And Sumter is leading Lakewood 44-8.
Yeah, that's, again, same
Not
thing as
surprising.
halftime, par for the course. Jaqual Davis on the carry for about 2, actually, they're going to give him. So it'll be 2nd and 8 from the West Brunswick 43, or from the Carolina Forest 43. Josiah Borton's a freshman, by the way, just throwing it out there. And the Carolina Forest defense is going to jump off sides. And we are still in running clock territory, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it wasn't running for the entire time that we were calling when it was 42-7.
Yeah.
So I don't know what changed.
I think it's 40 points is the.
Well, that one, because we're only up 35 right now. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're just making it up as we go.
Pretty much.
2nd and 3 after the offsides penalty by Carolina Forest. Josiah Borton in the shotgun, takes a snap, is going to roll to his right. He's looking for an option. He's going to get a receiver. It is caught by number 12, Nick Graham, on the catch. And that'll be enough for a Trojans first down. And good poise by the freshman to find some room in the right side of the pocket and deliver a strike for a first down.
Yeah.
West Brunswick trying to get some garbage time points to try to salvage what the scoreboard looks like.
And I think that was something that at least somewhat happened last year as well.
As a big run by number 2, Jaquel Davis, is going to put West Brunswick down at the 20-yard line. That was just a run right up the middle, and the Panthers' defensive line just got split open.
First down, another first down for the Trojans.
3:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. Panthers up 49-14. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 on the far side, or pistol set, excuse me. Pistol set, 2 on the far side, 1 on the near side. Hands it off to, oh no, he's going to keep it himself. Josiah Borton on the edge. He's going to get the edge, and he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets another first down, and is stopped right at the 3-yard line of the Panthers. 1st and goal for the Trojans. And I think we can all agree that even if they score here, it doesn't really change anything.
No.
It was 42-7 at one. It was 7 at one point.
I mean, the only thing that these two touchdowns for West Brunswick changes is the fact that it's not going to go on the record book for the Panthers. But
as another run by Jaquel Davis is going to be in the end zone, they're going to give it to him as the West Brunswick Trojans are going to have another touchdown. And it's garbage time, but it does count for the score.
Yeah.
West Brunswick with another touchdown in garbage time.
This is going to be one of those games that, just looking at it on paper, it's going to look like, not that it's going to be close, but, it's going to look like it was a little more competitive than it really was.
Right. I mean, we were sitting here not even 12 minutes ago. It was 49-7. So
exactly, and thinking how high can the Panthers get.
Lining up for the PAT. Bobbled snap, but it is off, and it is no good. So it'll be 49-20. Carolina Forest up on West Brunswick.
Carolina Forest 49, here West Brunswick Trojans 20. Remember, for the safety of all participants,
So the Panthers will get the ball.
Hopefully for the last time.
Probably.
Tonight.
I'm assuming yes. With only 1:47 left in the game, I'm pretty sure they're just going to run out the clock.
And this game, while they gave it on paper, it looks like we gave up 20 points. In all reality, it was gone, or it was a game over a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think this defense looks a lot better than we saw last year. I think, based on West Brunswick, at least the West Brunswick game last year, and I think this offense, if it plays like this every night, could be a great offense, especially when it comes to region play.
Yeah. Yeah. not that, this game matters even less than the high school games going on right now. But Giants leading the Panthers 21-12.
Heard. They scored 6 safeties as the kick is muffed a little bit for the Carolina Forest Panthers, but he will take it out to the 20-yard line, and that is where they will start. Number 6. I don't know.
Number 6 for West Brunswick?
No, for us.
Number 6 is Quavius Drawn.
I can't read. I can't read. I've been trying to call Quavius Drawn someone else for the entire game. Like, it's just not it. As the Panthers will set up shotgun set, 2 on the near side, 1 on the far side. Cameron Long, high snap, but he'll keep it himself and dance around in the backfield for a little bit, and it'll be a loss of 1. But that
again, another situation where it was a high snap. He had to basically, get control of the ball first, and then he had to make 5 defenders miss, and still only got back to the line.
Right.
Even lost a yard.
This should be the last play of the game. Yeah. The play clock and the game clock are separated by like a second. This should be the last play of the game. Panthers, shotgun set, 2 on the near side. It'll just be a handoff to Quavius Drawn, who's going to bounce to the outside, and it'll be a gain of about 2. And that will end your first game for the Carolina Forest Panthers 2023 season as the clock hits double zeros here at West Brunswick. Carolina Forest 49, West Brunswick 20. That is your final score.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not as high of a score as we initially thought when we were in the first half.
Did running yards.
Wow.
Khalil Johnson had 127 at the break and finished with 131.
So we're gonna have to sign off a little abruptly as we are just getting set. We'll see you guys next week.